Alexa, tell us about Longlegs.
Here are some long stages. The 20th stage de la Vuelta Ciclista a España, which will be 116.8 miles long, the 11th stage de the Tour de France at 131.1 miles, and the first stage de the Tour de France at 128 miles.
It's good to be back.
Oh, wow. High quality shit there, boy. Wow. Alexa, tell me about Longlegs.
Here are some long stages.
Oh, I give up.
Alexa, stop.
My God, I give
All
up.
right.
I give up. Yeah, we're a little wobbly here. We got a change in venue too, so
It's been a year.
it's been a quite a long time. Yeah.
Oh, man.
we're back.
We are back.
Yep. Johnny Juicebox and Mikeshake, we're back.
And
Heck yeah.
this is B-Views.
Yes, B-Views. It's been a hot minute. Yeah.
And we're kicking it off with Longlegs.
Yeah. We've seen, we got a horror passport from Marcus.
Yeah, for Longlegs and Cuckoo.
Yep.
Both of which were really good.
Yes, they were very good.
Yeah.
They were very good.
We're starting with Longlegs.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
Longlegs is,
Not a bicycle race, but...
No, it is not a Tour de France stage. Whatever. So this is directed by Anthony Perkins' boy.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Osgood Perkins.
Yeah. He looks a lot like his dad.
He really does.
He really does. And he's just as tall as his dad, too.
Is he?
He's a lanky guy.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, and his visionary for horror is a little different than others, but I'd say it's more like a David Fincher type of horror-esque.
So, like, do you think Neon just... Between Immaculate, Cuckoo, and Longlegs, is Neon just releasing movies about families, or...
I don't know. I have no idea. No idea.
Because, like, it's kind of a through line of all of those movies.
Sure. Very much so. Very much so.
It's very strange that, like, there are 3 movies from this company.
Yes.
I didn't spin it.
You didn't spin it. It's okay. As long as we see that blue light.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're golden.
All right.
Yeah. What were you saying? Because you were talking about families.
Well, it's just really weird that Neon has released 3 movies in the last year or 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think Immaculate came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
They've released 3 movies in the last year that all have to do with, like, families and different aspects of families, and they're all horror movies about family.
Yeah, and that's good stuff.
It's very good. It's
good
just
stuff.
strange that one studio would do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And just like we were just like, it's really strange that one studio would release 2 movies less than a month apart from each other.
Yeah, I mean, they're really getting into the game.
To compete with each other.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily seem like a great choice. Maybe Cuckoo should have had a little bit of a longer wait.
True.
But I think they really wanted to get it in for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Cuckoo's wouldn't have made a great Halloween movie.
No. It was originally supposed to be released in April.
Really?
But it was pushed back.
Ah.
I don't know why. Nobody knows why.
Maybe filming stuff?
Could be.
Maybe reshoots?
Could be.
I bet it had an ending that test audiences didn't like.
I bet that's why.
Because that feels like a movie that would. Anyway, this is not about Cuckoo. This is about Longlegs.
Yes.
And we're stalling because you can't really talk about Longlegs without spoiling literally everything about Longlegs.
That's the thing about it. I mean, let's, before we dive in, let's talk about the marketing. The marketing was fantastic.
I didn't experience a lot of the marketing.
I avoided it, but it always would come up on my Instagram feed.
Would it?
And it was unbelievable.
Like that.
It was fantastic. Because it just kept showing like little posters and like wanted, like the wanted ads. And it was fantastic. And they waited till the movie comes out to fully show Longlegs' face.
Yeah.
Because they knew it was going to be Nicolas Cage if they did that.
Yep.
And I didn't pick up on that, obviously.
And the things that I was hearing was that about Nicolas Cage, like when what's her name? Micah Monroe.
Yep.
When the first time she saw Nicolas Cage was in that the scene where they're doing the interrogation.
Really?
Yes.
That was the first time she saw him?
Yes.
Really?
And apparently she had a very strong reaction to it.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's a hell of a trivia thing.
I know.
Wow.
And I was just like, that's wild that they let that happen. But it's also kind of the best way.
That's fucking awesome. That's how you do it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And Nicolas Cage...
See, now that adds to the filming. I mean, it really does.
There's a lot of stuff that they did in this movie that just adds to the movie.
Right.
It's so good.
I agree, but I also, let's go back to the marketing. It was a lot like the Blair Witch Project.
Was it?
Where they kind of... I looked at it, obviously, after the movie. And they just, like, do little snippets. Like 12 little snippets, and that's really all they did.
Huh.
And their teaser trailer was super short. And they never released a full trailer.
I never watched.
I didn't either, but like I said,
all
I
had to hear was it's Nicolas Cage. And
yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, we'll go see a Nicolas Cage horror movie.
Yeah.
We saw Color Out of Space. That movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah. We actually have that on I think that was on Twitch, right? When we did that, we did the review.
Did we do that one?
Yes.
Man, all those live reviews kind of like
I know that
blur together for me.
Fucking Twitch shit a bed, and I mean
it's just a long list of things that went fucking wrong.
Yeah. Thanks, COVID. Thanks a lot.
Hey, it's not that bad.
That was a good review that we had of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
Color Out of Space is awesome.
That was a fun movie.
That might people have had a problem with the way I've said this. I think it's honestly the most accurate.
Who has a problem with that?
I don't know. Other people have said because they're like, really? But it's not a period piece, and I'm like, it doesn't matter that it's not a period piece. It takes place in modern times, and it's the closest to like an H.P. Lovecraft story adaptation, like the closest adaptation I've seen.
Okay.
Of a H.P. Lovecraft story. It's beat for beat, like what happens in the story.
Yeah, we can.
Anyway, we're talking about Longlegs.
Yeah. We're as you remember on B-Views. Remember, not only are the worst produced show on the internet, is that we talk about everything instead of the actual. and the thing is, if you notice, we changed up venues. We no longer have Donna the cat.
Yeah.
I mean, she's alive.
She's fine.
But
she's at my house.
Yes. Yeah, she is still alive, but she is no longer with B-Views.
She shows up on streams and stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all can see her on her stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But anyways, the marketing was fantastic. I mean, you don't get much better than that.
That's interesting. The only thing I heard about this movie before we saw it was James and Chelsea from Dead Meat just freaking out about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even...
I
know they reviewed it.
We have to see this movie.
Right.
And don't watch the trailers.
That's what James said. I mean, he's like, don't watch the trailers. And it's like, every time you watch a trailer now, it gives it away.
That was... We just watched Abigail.
Yes,
and we were
it gave it all away, dude.
We were just like... This movie is literally set up to be a mystery about what's happening in this house, and the trailer literally told us
all away, dude.
What the end of the mystery is. Half of it is trying to figure out what's happening in the house.
Right.
The trailer told us.
It's just
terrible ad campaign Abigail had. Whoever cut Radio Silence's trailers, because I can't imagine they did, because I assume they would have like the intelligence to know not to give away the ending of your fucking movie.
Well, you gave away everything in the movie.
Yeah.
You gave away the crescendo that obviously we're probably never going to talk about the movie, but we can talk about it. That's that Abigail's the vampire. Duh. I mean, it's like...
half of the trailer is showing Abigail going around and killing people.
Right. And you watch the movie and it's like, oh, what's happening to these people? And it's like, oh... That's why I'm thinking about going to the theater to literally watch the movie.
Which movie?
Any movie to avoid trailers now. I mean, look. I almost knocked you out. Look at how many trailers that we watched for Cuckoo last week. Yeah. That gave a lot of that away, like that Halle Berry movie.
I didn't think it gave that much away for Cuckoo, at least.
Yeah, I mean, they're...
That Halle Berry movie, I feel like I don't...
I'm not going to see it because it's like A Quiet Place.
It doesn't look interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like A Quiet Place. I mean, we have already had 3 of them.
I didn't like A Quiet Place that much.
I liked A Quiet Place because that was a cool movie to watch in the theater.
It was a cool movie in the theater,
yes.
but like it's not fun outside of the theater.
No.
And it's also like not super interesting to me.
Yeah,
I don't find post-apocalypse stuff very interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some of the post-apocalyptic stuff is good,
There's
but some of it is like, oh, this is awesome.
I would say 90% of post-apocalypse stuff is boring and stupid and predictable.
Right. So even like zombie stuff?
I like a lot of older zombie stuff.
Okay.
I didn't like Land of the Dead. I thought...
Which one? Was that the one in the 2000s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was Romero's first one after Day of the Dead. So it was the one where it was like the city that's in the wall, and then all the zombies like learn that they can walk underwater or whatever the fuck.
That's the one with John Leguizamo, right?
Stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was terrible.
Fucking dumb.
It's like I can't believe Romero would do that, and it's like
I liked Diary of the Dead better, but it wasn't really post-apocalypse. It was during the zombie outbreak, so found that one a little more interesting.
Well, I mean, the thing about that, I mean, obviously we're talking about Longlegs, but going back to the Land of the Dead, and what was the one with John Leguizamo?
Land of the Dead.
Land of the Dead. Okay, there's so many of them because Romero said originally that it's just these people who eat brains.
Well, they don't eat brains in Romero.
I know, but that's what he was kind of talking about it, and how did they evolve, and why did they evolve? That just kind of went against everything that Romero was.
I think his first 3 are great.
Yes, they are. Yes. Okay, back to Longlegs.
That's not what this is about.
No,
we'll do those later.
Yeah, we're gonna try to knock out every movie ever made. We're gonna try. We got Godzilla on our docket. Remember, John?
We have to figure something out for October.
We do. I don't think we're going to do Stephen King again.
Oh, I hope not. We already did that.
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Last year was Stuart Gordon.
Was it? Oh, yeah. It was. That was fun.
I need to find out how many weeks are in October this month.
I think probably 4 or 5. I would imagine. That's good.
Anyway,
Longlegs. Yeah. Yeah, so the marketing campaign was fantastic. But going on to the movie, I would say the mood of the movie was absolute dread.
Nothing but dread.
Nothing but absolute dread.
All dread, no payoff.
No.
I mean, not
none.
in a bad way.
Yeah, but there was none.
Which doesn't make sense, but I'll explain it more in the spoiler section.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's just the feeling of the movie because you watch a Flanagan film, a Mike Flanagan film, and a James Wan film, and you think about something always in the corner. You're always looking at something that could be in the corner, or something that's hidden.
And that's in this movie.
Yes. So they adapted some of that, but it's the absolute dread in this film that I think carries it over.
There's one jump scare maybe. And I think it's at the very beginning. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you first see Longlegs.
But you don't even really see him.
No. And then it cuts. Then it hard cuts.
Yep. Because, that's that. Oh, I'm sorry. I wore my long legs today. Nicolas Cage is fucking insane in this movie.
I don't know. I mean, what was that? What was that? Vampire's Kiss? I mean, he was awesome in that film. Oh, he was a maniac.
I mean, that's a way to say it.
Oh.
I'm not sure if Vampire's Kiss is ingenious or incompetent.
Oh, I mean, I think it has a chance to be both.
It's fascinating.
Yes.
It's so entertaining to watch.
Yeah. Okay, back to Longlegs. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the movie opens. So we will. What do we do, John? We give the. Do we do the obviously?
We do a short synopsis.
Synopsis.
The good, the bad.
And good, bad, and the ugly. Okay. Yeah, short synopsis. It's Micah Monroe as Lee Harker, agent for FBI, and she forgets.
Spoilers now.
Yeah, of course.
What? So
I mean, we're not going to get.
Is that Lee Harker has been corrupted by this spoilers demon that Longlegs has summoned.
Right.
And she has been possessed since she was a girl, or it's not maybe not possessing her, but it's like it's definitely possessing her mom or something, or her mom is working for it, some such thing.
Yep.
It seems like she's been like corrupted or altered or something because of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is you can get so many traits from Silence of the Lambs. I mean, I honestly think that Longlegs is like a somewhat of an adaptation of Buffalo Bill.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Except, so like, one of the things Osgood Perkins said was that he wanted Longlegs to be like the least cool serial killer. Like, he didn't want to make a serial killer that like people think of as like kind of cool. He wanted him to be just like this fucking loser that sucks.
And he does.
Like that scene with him and the girl in the
in that store
in the store is so goddamn funny to me.
Classic.
I was dying laughing in the theater when it happened.
Right.
He's just like, "When's your birthday, little girl? Cuckoo, cuckoo." And she's just like, "Dad, the crazy guy's here again."
And that's when. Then right after that is when he starts singing.
No, that's when he's screaming in the car.
Mommy! Daddy! So, what do you think the origins of Longlegs is? Do you think he's like a former rocker?
I don't know if he has origins other than... Because, like, he's pretty old in the movie, and they established that he's been doing this for at least 30 years.
Yeah, right.
So I imagine he hasn't really had much... much other time between the 60s and the 90s to do much else than kill people.
Right.
Or to convince people to kill each other. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, I know Osgood just did a Reddit questionnaire.
Did he?
Yeah, he did like a question and answer.
Yeah.
And somebody asked him that, and he literally just put the words Los Angeles. And that was it.
What?
Like, what are the origins, basically, of the serial killer, and how did you get that look? And he literally answered, Los Angeles.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just kind of think he was a rocker or something. I mean, because, he always sings, and...
He seems like someone who wanted to be a
well, sure.
And that's kind of a lot of the vibes I got were like Charlie Manson, kind of. Where it was like Charlie Manson was just kind of like this weirdo geek, and everyone who met him was just like, that dude's like fucking weird and like didn't like him much.
Right.
And then the people who did like him were all on drugs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which... Like, I bet if you were on drugs, you'd probably think Longlegs is pretty fucking cool, honestly.
I would imagine.
You might want to hang out with that guy.
I would imagine. Yeah. No, it's just... let's go back to the synopsis. I mean, it's a fantastic... I would say more of a... Not an adaptation, but a borrowing from Silence.
Yeah. I mean, definitely inspiration from it.
Yes.
I know Osgood Perkins... specifically said that a lot of the themes from the movie came from his experiences with like secrets being hidden in his family and his mom not really wanting him to grow up.
Right.
And that's where a lot of the stuff where like the mom in the movie is very creepy in like this way where she's just like, did you say your prayers? Do you still say your prayers? I liked you better when you were a kid. Things like that.
It's like, oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Mom. No, that's the thing about it. I mean, it's such an allegory, too, because you look at Mom saying the prayers, and then she's working for a demon.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you're like coerced into working for a demon, you probably want your kid to say their prayers.
Right.
I mean, it tracks. It's like all the heavy smoking parents I met were just like always telling their kids not to smoke.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like, I know what it's like to smoke. It's bad. Don't do it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. No, so we kind of start the movie. That's kind of how you start it. Is you see this what is it? Station wagon? Driving up to
It's-
White House?
Yeah, I think it is a station wagon.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it starts, and then you kind of see Lee Harker graduating, or...
I love that jump scare at the beginning. It reminded me of the one from Smile.
Okay.
Like the car door one.
Yeah.
Because it literally is just him going like, oh, excuse me, I put my long legs on today. And he goes, whoa. And then it immediately hard cuts.
Yeah. Very good. It's very good.
And it's, I think, the only jump scare in the movie.
Well, that other jump scare, I think, is when that agent gets shot.
Oh.
That was... It was
See,
like,
I was expecting it.
Yeah, were ya?
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't like feel the tension. I was like, oh, that guy's going to get shot. Like,
Right.
Or maybe it's just that thing that happens in my brain where I'm like, if I did this would be the moment. If she's supposed to be psychic or something. Because that's the vibe I was getting.
Yes.
So I was like,
yes.
Lee Harker is psychic, guys.
Yes.
Kind
Absolutely.
of.
I would say
she listed that she got like 50 out of 50, or she got 50-50 correct for like a psychic test.
Right.
Which she was like, it's like half right. And they were like, yeah, well, that's if you can be right half the time or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure where they were going with it.
Now, that was after the Agent Fisk died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's how she gets put on the Longlegs case.
Yeah.
Because she was able to identify that that's where the suspect was. So that guy wasn't related to Longlegs.
No, he was not. No, that just kind of gave the basis that she has some abilities that not other people probably have.
Do you think those abilities come from the demons? Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That tracks.
And then I really like, what's his name? Blair Underwood, who plays Agent Carter. That dude is awesome. The black guy?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the black FBI agent.
Oh, the
the
lead
director?
investigator.
Yeah, who was kind of like, what's his face in Silence?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that scene where she's got all of the evidence
That's
spread out.
That's the cool thing about it, because it blends into a horror movie and a true
It's definitely a thriller.
Yep.
But it also has some supernatural elements
Sure
to
it does.
It's literally a supernatural thriller.
It is.
Unlike so many other movies that claim to be that.
Yes. Yes.
And
that's really the kind of the synopsis of the film is Lee is looking for Longlegs.
Yep, Lee is looking for Longlegs, and they know it's got all of the fucking thriller shit too, because it's got the ticking clock. Because we know Longlegs is gonna kill again on what is it, May 15th or May 14th?
14th.
It's been a while since we watched the movie. I could have the dates wrong.
Yeah, it's the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I know it's the 14th because he kills on the 14th of the month.
Right.
And there's always the father kills the two kids and the mom, right? Or kills the mom and the kid, something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But did you know that anybody born on the 14th of the month got to see this movie for free?
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of great.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's freaking great, isn't it?
How would you find out about that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I think that's a great idea, though.
That is a great idea.
Yeah. And that's where it kind of really got cool, is because you see Lee deciphering this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a triangle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's great to me about it is she starts to decipher things, and things start to make sense, but they also don't.
They don't.
Where it's just wait, this makes sense, but if this is this, then that means this, and that we can't even begin to think about being a thing.
Right. I think one of the best scenes, we can move on, we can go to the good, bad, and ugly. I think one of the best scenes in terms of the dread and the feel is when Lee first goes over to her mom's house.
Yes.
I mean, that you expect something to happen every part of this film.
There comes a point in this movie where it feels like you're constantly expecting something to happen.
Absolutely, and this is where it starts.
Man, there's so much good in this movie.
I mean, that to me is...
This Osgood Perkins, I found out.
Are you going to the good, or are you just?
Well, I'm elaborating on what you were saying because that's one of the things I love about this movie.
Yeah.
Is Osgood Perkins apparently made the movie I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House.
Okay.
And that movie, while everyone kind of thinks it's very boring, what I always thought it did really well was it makes you feel like something bad is going to happen at every single moment of that movie. It's dull.
Okay.
Kind of, but also really good. But
is it horror based?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about... It's another one of those movies you can't really tell anyone what it's about without giving it away. But it's kind of like about someone who is a ghost and reflecting on how they became a ghost and things like that.
Okay.
It's complicated and I haven't seen it in a while, so my memory might be very wrong. But what I do remember about it is that every single scene, it was that thing where it's like every scene just feels like it's a build-up for a jump scare and that just keeps building up and up. God. And you're just like, oh my god, this is an exhausting movie to watch, but it's entertaining kind of.
Yes.
But this one did it a lot better, I thought. Like this was a much more entertaining film than I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House kind of feels like an art film that doesn't go anywhere interesting.
Okay. All right.
Not that it's bad, because it's beautifully shot. It does that dread thing really well. It's just kind of a dull story.
Right. Okay. No, I just think, even when she's like first talking to her mom, and it's like, oh god.
And you can tell something's wrong with the mom.
Yes. I it's like, a severe mental illness or but as we learned, Mom.
We learned a lot more fucked up stuff about that house.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I mean, it just that is one of the key moments in my eyes.
Another moment that's very similar to that was the one where she's like in the house by herself, like her own house.
Yes. Yep.
And deciphering the language and stuff.
Yeah, that was a good scene too.
The way he angles shots, you're always expecting something to be in the background, and then nothing is.
Nothing is.
But, like, there are times where, like, you can see the devil, or you can see, like, black smoke, or things like that. Not in that scene specifically, but at one point in that, you can see the devil out in the forest, I think.
Yep.
And it's just really cool.
It is.
That all of the jump scares are more in the background than in the forefront.
Sure. No, that's what makes it so good, is that uncomfortable dread.
This movie is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you will want to take a nap afterwards because you are exerting energy that you do not even realize.
Yeah,
it is an exhausting film, but it's a great film.
But not like La Llorona.
No,
where La Llorona is exhausting because it just constantly jump scares you, and it's like
that's
nothing's
all
really
it is.
happening.
Yes, that's all it is. I mean, for another good, I would say, is when Longlegs is caught, and then obviously that scene where he's
the interrogation
scene is so good.
It's the birthday girl.
Yeah. It's like, oh god, and then he just mashes his head on the table. Like, okay,
Hail Satan!
Like, all right, well, this guy's dead. I thought, too, another cool scene that was the kind of interview / talking to with the girl who was possessed for, like, how many years?
Oh, the one in the institution?
Yes. That was a cool scene.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Because that had, like, interviews with, like, texts or...
Yep.
Some of the other, not necessarily him, but some of the other Manson people who were like still very gung-ho Manson even after.
Also, like his family?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because there was one of them tried to assassinate Gerald Ford, I think, after he was caught.
Oh. Probably orchestrated, probably by Manson.
Probably not. Honestly, I don't think he had nearly as much control over these people as people think.
Yeah, well, of course.
Honestly, I think he was just a guy who wanted to have a drug-fueled sex cult, and things got very out of hand very quickly.
Yeah. Well, shit, he was working with Brian Wilson.
I know. Oh, that makes sense though.
I mean, he's a drug-filled mess. Very much so.
I'm surprised. What's the other one? The one that wrote Kokomo, or is that Brian Wilson?
Oh, Brian Wilson wasn't in the Beach Boys by that point.
Oh, it's Mike something, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that one. It was like really into Donald Trump and shit.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty shitty. Thanks, Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I have, I mean, for the good. I mean, obviously, I think this whole movie is just good. I mean, there is really not a bad...
Yeah,
I mean, there really, to me, I don't think there's an ugly. I don't think there's really a bad.
No, I don't think there's anything bad in this.
No.
I mean, ugly we usually just reserve for stuff that's like from the 60s that's kind of racist.
Yeah. Or like rape or, anything like that.
Anything that we might have to put what is it, a warning? A trigger warning.
Yeah.
Content warning.
Yes. And we don't have that in here.
No, I mean, yeah, people get killed and shit.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie.
If you have a problem with blood and violence, maybe don't watch horror movies.
Yeah. What about you, John?
The scene that always pops into my head with this one is the one where she opens the like little garage thing and his car is in there.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
And the realization that he's been living in her house.
Yeah, in the fucking basement the whole time.
Yeah. Which is funny because it's like Longlegs lives in the mom's basement.
Yeah. Yeah, typical, right?
Just more shit that there's. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like
I think that's also an allegory with his parents.
Yeah.
He probably lived in the basement.
One of the things Osgood Perkins talked about, like how this movie was very inspired by his experiences growing up, and like a lot of people don't know that Anthony Perkins was secretly gay.
Yeah.
And he died of AIDS in the 80s during the AIDS crisis, and he was hiding that from his family. So
right, and that's the thing about it. I mean, you're closeted, and at that time, I mean, you can't come out.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what's so sad about the whole thing is, I mean, if he would have came out, he would have been, it would have been okay but especially with his family. I mean, why keep a family like that?
I know.
I mean, that's just sad.
Like the whole situation is sad.
It is. And that's what I think that dread from this movie is how he probably felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. How around every corner there could be something that could truly affect him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's sad.
It is.
It's truly sad. But what else about the good, John?
Oh, I mean, everything. I love that interview scene. I just love every scene with Nicolas Cage in this movie. Nicolas Cage is a fucking gem.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, he all of a sudden, I think when he was arrested, that's when he started singing again, right?
A little bit. Yeah. Because he has that part where they do the flashback and he does the singing where he's just like, he's like singing on their doorstep.
Yeah. It's like, okay. All right.
And like everything about it is just like weird and creepy and upsetting and it's amazing.
It is.
Nicolas Cage does a phenomenal job in this movie. Yeah. Everyone does a phenomenal job in this movie. The other part I really liked was the part at the end where the mom goes, he's like, honey, let's go to the kitchen. And she goes, we'll be back soon. And he goes, I'll be back soon. You'll still be in there.
Yeah.
Which was so fucked up. But like...
No, that's the agent, right?
Yeah.
Or the director? Yeah. And I mean, I could go like on the bad for, I feel absolutely horrible for Lee Harker.
Sure.
I mean, I do because let's say in the end, another spoiler warning is that she was going to shoot the doll. Yeah. And she ran out of bullets.
Well, or did her gun misfire?
Yeah.
Was the demon protecting it?
I think all those scenarios could be true.
But like at one point, doesn't she shoot the doll and then the smoke comes out of her head? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about it is just sad. I mean, either way, you shot your mom.
Yeah.
And your mom is dead.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Like,
There is no winning scenario for Lee Harker in that moment.
Lee Harker didn't win at the end, did
No.
she?
No, she did not. No.
Because I'm pretty sure she's possessed at the end.
I think so.
Like,
and I do not want a sequel. I do not.
No.
No, absolutely not.
Nicolas Cage's character is dead. We don't need anyone.
No, I mean it's like a Sopranos ending. You know, it just leads it to the imagination. What happened to Tony? You know, and it's like this. It's what happened to Lee. But either way, it's going to be a bad scenario for her.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be sad, and that's what makes this movie kind of great, in my opinion, because there is really no winning in this scenario.
Yeah.
Because it all leads to the same thing.
Sometimes in the battle between good and evil, evil wins.
Yeah. And I did write down that basically Nicolas Cage's first serial killer movie, and he said it's going to be his last because he does not like to play people who hurt other people.
What?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes. So basically, he doesn't want to play a guy who hurts other people.
Well, he played Ghost Rider, so
he did.
That's
Right.
No, he should just do Willy's Wonderland.
Yes.
From
now that I do want a sequel to.
I would love.
God.
They could just keep doing sequels to Willy's Wonderland.
Yes. God, that movie is fun.
I have no idea how they would do it because it's a very definitive ending.
Yeah.
But like, maybe it was a chain.
Maybe
they're at all.
Maybe that could be.
I don't know.
That could be. That fucking movie is so fun.
Willy's Wonderland is so good, and it made Five Nights at Freddy's look so shitty.
Right. The mom, her name was Alicia Witt in real life.
All right.
And she is the star of a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies.
I can see that.
Yeah.
She has a Hallmark Christmas movie look.
She has like 100 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, usually the actors in those movies have like.
I mean, they're very bad. Those movies are very bad.
What was that other movie that we watched where we found out someone who did it? Oh, that was when we watched Ants on a Plane. And we kept finding that all of the actors were in like a shit ton of Lifetime and Hallmark movies. And then we found out that Ants on a Plane is a Lifetime movie.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how, but I don't know why.
Well, it originally had a much more Lifetime sounding title up.
Right.
But I think it was called like Feelings on a Plane or something.
Okay.
It's like all about ants killing people on an airplane.
It was so random. That's when we I think that was during the pandemic when we were just starting to watch stupid movies.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
That was a
I would
fun
watch
movie.
the shit out of that movie.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
I'd do an episode on that.
Yep. What do you think? Are you done with the good?
I don't think there's any more to really say.
No. What do you think those metal balls contained?
Piece of the demon's soul.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Okay. Because I was wondering.
Dark magic.
Yeah.
Demon magic.
Yeah.
I know a lot of stuff I've been seeing online is they're just like, well, why is the demon doing this? And it's like,
because he's a demon.
That's what demons do.
Yeah. And then I know a lot of Google reviews and a lot of IMDb, and it's like, oh, there's really nothing scary about this, and it's like, did you not feel that dread in that film? It's like, are you just watching TikTok while you're watching the film?
Probably.
I mean, honestly, it's like this is a movie where you have to watch it.
I mean, most movies you have to watch them. They're visual.
I mean, a lot of people don't though. They'll pay attention, but they really won't watch them. Yeah, that's because of the pandemic. I mean, people are just used to TikTok. That's the sad thing about it.
I never used it.
No.
No.
I mean, I did, and then it got old.
It seemed useless.
Yeah, it got old.
Like nothing good was coming out of it.
No, it got old.
I was like, I haven't seen anything that looks entertaining or good, positive out of this.
Right.
And I guess the closest thing was Old Town Road, but I didn't give a fuck about that because I don't like country music.
No.
So
it's terrible, terrible song. No, but I mean that's really the movie. It's a fantastic film. It is a movie that you gotta buy.
I've already pre-ordered.
Did you?
Copy.
Oh, nice. All right. Looks like I gotta get on that. No, it's such a movie that.
I'm just excited to see interviews with Nick Cage.
I know, that'd be fun. I'd like to see like outtakes too. I really
I want to see Nicolas Cage do an outtake.
Yes. I mean, that would be fun.
Honestly, I brought it up, I think, after we watched it, where I was just like, it feels like a movie where where they were just like, all right, Nicolas Cage, just be Nicolas Cage and go.
Yeah, pretty much. Uh-huh. No, that's what makes it so good is I think a lot of these actors had free reign.
That's what it feels like. And if they didn't, then good for them for making it feel that way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because like Monty Python was notoriously incredibly scripted, and everyone is like, oh, they must have been like really improv-y.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Right. Any final thoughts, John?
Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Everyone should watch
Absolutely.
this movie.
Yep.
This is a great movie.
And support it because it's an indie film. I mean, Neon Pictures is more indie than anything.
Are they?
Yes.
I don't really know much about them. They're kind of newer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and this is the highest grossing indie movie so far this year.
Oh, that's that's what they said.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's what is it? $10 million budget.
Unfortunately, the weekend after this came out, Deadpool and Wolverine came out.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're really not going to compete with that.
And broke all of the fucking records for previews.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you can't compete against that.
I think it beat the record that was set by Deadpool 2.
Really?
By, like, the Deadpool 2 one, I think they said was, the record for that one was $18.6 million for a preview opening night showing. And this one had, like, $32 million.
God damn. Jesus Christ, everybody was wanting to go see that pretty badly.
That movie's awesome.
Yeah, I need to go see it.
It's very good.
How long is it?
It's 2.5?
Oof.
Maybe almost 3.
Okay.
It's a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean they always run long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one doesn't feel long.
No. Okay. Yeah, but that's all we got with Longlegs. It's a fantastic film, full of dread.
Yeah.
And go watch it. Support it.
100%
Yes.
go watch this movie.
Absolutely. Please.
It's so good.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but that's all we got, really. I mean, watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we're doing
Cuckoo.
Cheap Rent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Cheap Rent. That's going to be the death of me.
Well, we'll see you next time for Cheap Rent.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.